Thank you. First of all, I want to thank President Peterson, the faculty, staff, administration for this one of my greatest honors, and that is to speak at a commencement address at my alma mater. And congratulations, Georgia Tech, class of 2018. No one can take that away from you. You will always be a Georgia Tech grad. Times have changed since I was a student here. There are more women at Tech now than there were total students in the early 70s. And imagine this, the percentage of women when I was a freshman was 3%, and now the enrollment of women is 30%. Yeah. And I mean, the guys would not even sit next to me. I was so rare. But anyway, I'm really thrilled to see all of you here today. But I know that you did not come here to hear me speak. I know that. I get that. In fact, I only remember one thing that my commencement speaker told me in this very place. We called it something different back then. But during my graduation, he said one thing I remember. He said we wouldn't remember anything he said. And he was right about that. So I want to leave you with something that I hope you will remember, and in a way that I hope you will remember, the 5 Ps. The first P is perseverance, because that is how you got here today as a Georgia Tech graduate, with perseverance in a focused and productive way. It is a characteristic that must be learned and one that must be practiced. On a personal note, during my first attempt to become an astronaut, there were 5,000 applicants. Of those, only 128 were interviewed, and I was one of them, interviewing in Houston. However, I didn't get selected that year. And in fact, for my next attempt, I wasn't even interviewed. However, I persevered through earning my PhD, hoping it would improve my chances. I also became a pilot and a scuba diver and continued to work diligently for NASA. Following the Challenger accident, I had a lead role in a redesign of the space shuttle. On my third attempt, I was selected as one of 15 astronauts in the class of 1987. Keep persevering, keep trying, keep working in a productive way. The second P is path. Path. That seems odd, doesn't it? Path. What I'm really referring to is having a goal, but the G didn't fit into my P's very well. You have achieved the first part of your path. Now what? Your path may not be a straight one, or it may not be direct, but you should have an end goal in mind and learn from the twists and turns and stumbles along your path. When I was a Tech student, I was the first student to enroll in a dual degree of applied biology and engineering science and mechanics. It was called biomechanics. What was my path after that degree? I really didn't know. I just knew that I wanted to study more engineering, and I did. I think that one reason that I was selected to be an astronaut was because I had that varied background in science and in engineering. And I'm convinced that my first spaceflight assignment, a Japanese Space Lab mission on the space shuttle, was because of that. And guess what that flight consisted of? It was life sciences and material sciences. Right up my alley. Who knew? My circuitous but directed path made it possible. My path had failures in it, but I got up, learned from them, and moved on. They made me better and stronger. I like President Kennedy's quote about goals when he said that the United States would send a human to the moon and return him safely to Earth within a decade. He said, quote, "We have chosen to go to the moon in this decade, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills," end quote. He didn't tell us the path, but we had one. with an end goal in mind, a very challenging end goal. A dream without a path and a goal is just that, a dream. One of my favorite quotes is by Thoreau, and I quote, "If you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundations under them," end quote. That is your path to make your dreams come true. The third P is planet. What? That's right, planet, like the Earth. As an astronaut, I had a unique view flying about 200 miles above the Earth at 17,500 miles per hour. I orbited the Earth every 90 minutes, so I orbited the Earth 16 times a day. This view of Earth gave me an entirely different perspective about life on Earth. It made me realize that we all have the same home. We're all neighbors. On this tiny blue dot on which we live, we need to figure out how to get along, how to help each other, and how to live as one humanity, not divided. The other perspective that seeing the Earth from space gave to me was that we have a very fragile planet, and we need to take care of it. Our atmosphere, when you see it from space, is so thin, and our waters and our ecosystems are so tenuous that we really need to be more environmentally protective of our home. The fourth P is people. In all that you do, you must take care of the people. Those who work for you, those who work with you, those who are around you. Treat people with respect. Thank them. Show appreciation today to your family, friends, professors, supporters. They should be congratulated today, too. Being an astronaut is being part of a very small community of people who flew into space. However, most astronauts are humbled by this opportunity because we realize what a team of people it takes to get us into space. It takes thousands of people around the world, dedicated people, to make it possible. Teamwork will make your work possible, no matter what your chosen profession might be. So you need to work well with people. The fifth and last P is passion. Do whatever you do with passion. If you find your passion, you will do your very best at it. You may not yet know what your passion is. Be open to what it might be. I did not know for a very long time what my passion was. You might think that it's about the exploration of space or about building the rocket that NASA's building right now to take humans to Mars. Not really. My passion is inspiring and encouraging young people to go into STEM fields, particularly women. It's what I really enjoy doing, and I hope that I can make a difference in some people's lives, as well as in the future of our country. Passion brings all of these 5 Ps together. You will persevere because you love what you do, and it will determine your path. All the while, keep your perspective on our planet and how we all have the same home of which we need to take great care. And most of all, we need to take care of each other, the people. You will do great things because you are a Georgia Tech graduate. And hopefully my sharing these 5 things will give you an idea of how you can derive the most from the education experience that you now have. And hopefully you'll remember these 5 things: perseverance, path, planet, people, and passion. Best wishes and Godspeed as you continue to grow and achieve. Go Jackets!